Things won't get better until you think better. Things won't get better until you think better. Listen, I didn't know what we were going to talk about this morning. I pulled a card from the affirmation deck. Make sure you guys check out my Amazon storefront so you guys can order yours. Things won't get better until you think better. Okay, listen, I done spilt my tea with y'all. I've told y'all things that I've struggled with. I've been in my self-development journey for the past 4 years. And the version of me that y'all see today is a reflection of that. Listen. When you walking around here talking about some woe is me, I can't, I suck, I'm stupid, I'm not good enough. Don't you understand that your internal world reflects your external world? If you didn't understand that, I need you to get a grasp on it. The things that you got going on in this pretty little head of yours is what's keeping you from getting the things done that you claim you want to do so badly. You claim you want to lose weight. You claim you want to start a business. You claim you want to create content. You claim you want healthy friendships and healthy dynamics. You claim all of these things, but your inner world is toxic as fuck. And it's showing and manifesting in your external world. You have got to get a handle on your thoughts. You have got to fix your mindset. And listen, this is coming from a woman who used to be 340 pounds. Okay, I lost 100 pounds. This is coming from a woman who was very insecure. This is coming from a woman who didn't know herself. Okay, I used to have toxic friendships. I used to be in toxic relationships. This is coming from that woman. Okay, I used to be an alcoholic. I used to have a lot of shit wrong with me. Okay. And if this was 7 years ago, me watching this video, I would be like, girl, please, it's more than just a mindset. It's not just a mindset. It sounds so cliche. I understand how cliche it sounds, but I'm here to tell you that it's really what it is. Because once I fixed my thought process and the way I thought about myself and the way I showed up for myself, literally all of that manifested into my external world. Okay, now I'm running my business. I have so much confidence in myself. I'm healthy, not just physically, but mentally. I live in my dream apartment. I'm running my dream business. I'm literally living the life that I always wanted, all because I fixed what was going on in my head. And you can have that too. If I can do it, why can't you? If I can do it, why can't you do it? Like, I bleed just like you bleed. I cry just like you cry. Like, we are all the same, okay? My brain functions just like yours functions. I have choices just like you have choices. There's nothing that I'm doing that you can't do. The problem is you don't want to fix your mindset. Or if you do want to fix it, you're not consistent with it. Or maybe you don't know where to start. But I'm here to tell you that things get better when your thought process gets better. Things won't get better until you think better. I was trying to figure out, I forgot what the card said. Things won't get better until you think better. So in this video, what I want to do is just kind of talk to you guys about things that I've done in my own personal life to fix my perspective on things, become more confident. And my hope is that by the time you finish watching this, you can apply these things. Now, before we get started, I want to make something clear, okay? Yes, write it down, take notes, save the video, whatever you got to do. But you also have to execute. You also have to execute, okay? Meaning you're not just going to write stuff down and watch this video 10 times and then not do any of the things that we talk about. What is the point of that? You already have journals full of information that you don't use. You've archived multiple videos and haven't come back to them since. So if you're going to commit to watching this video, I also need you to commit to doing what we talk about, executing. Okay, because otherwise you might as well go watch The Housewives because this video is of no use to you if you don't do what we're talking about. So I need you to listen and I need you to execute. It's really that simple. You make it harder than it needs to be. Okay, you're going to listen and then you're going to execute. Okay. Now that we got that out of our system, let's go ahead and get started. So let's first talk about confidence. Because honestly, that plays the biggest role in all of this. Confidence is who you think you are, not who Shanae down the street told you. Confidence is about who you think you are, not what your ex-boyfriend said, not what your ex-husband said, not what your mama said. Confidence is who you think you are. And the beauty with confidence is who gonna check you? Who gonna check you? Who gonna tell you what you not? They can say it all they want, but they can't convince you of that unless you let them, okay? Confidence is who you think you are. And the reason why you don't have confidence is because you don't think you're anything. And the reason why you don't think you're anything is because you haven't proven to yourself that you are. And the reason why you haven't proved to yourself that you are is because you never stick with the promises that you make. Y'all, don't get me to preaching on this video. Don't get me to preaching. You never stick to the promises that you make to yourself. Every single time it's time for you to follow through with something that you said you wanted to do for your life, you find every excuse in the book to not. Oh, I can't do that because I'm fat. Oh, I can't do that because I'm not smart enough. Oh, I can't do that because I don't have enough money. Oh, I can't do that because I don't have enough time. Oh, I can't do that because I'm a mother. Oh, I can't do that because you got all these excuses. You got all these fucking excuses. And if you're anything like how I used to be, listen, I used to have an excuse for the excuse. I had an excuse for the excuse. And by the way, the things that we talk about on these videos, this video and any video, these are things that I've gone through. So I never want you to think that I'm talking down on you or, this is a judgment-free zone. But I got to tell you the truth, okay? You have too many excuses, sis. You have too many excuses, and those excuses don't get you anywhere, as you can see. Because if they was getting you somewhere, you wouldn't be watching this video, all right? Listen. You're not too busy. You are not too busy, okay? You make time for that man that don't do shit for you. You make time for them friends that ain't going nowhere. You make time for them TV shows that ain't paying you. You make time for social media that ain't doing nothing but taking your time from you. You are not too busy to work on your goals, okay? You can run that lie to somebody else, but you can't run it over here. Listen to me. You are not too busy to work on your goals. You choose not to. You choose not to. That's a choice that you make every day. Every time it's time to do something, you got an excuse. And that needs to stop. If you truly want to build confidence and believe who you think you are, you're going to have to start sticking and following through. Sticking to stuff and following through. You really don't have a choice, because if you keep doing what you're doing, you ain't going to have no confidence. So you need to decide what kind of life you want to live moving forward. And listen, if you, okay, let me just give you an example. I lost 100 pounds. So my heaviest weight was 340 pounds. I am 6'3". Okay. Listen, if I held on to the number of 100 pounds, Jasmine needs to lose 100 pounds. That's going to be overwhelming, right? It's going to feel like an accomplishment that I might not be able to accomplish, because 100 pounds, that's damn near a whole human, right? So that number itself is overwhelming. And of course, anyone who feels overwhelmed, they're going to freeze, they're going to procrastinate, because you just feel overwhelmed, right? But if we bring in the overwhelm, we can get things done. So instead of focusing on the overall goal, maybe you want to lose 100 pounds. I don't know. Just fill in. If you want to lose 100 pounds, stop focusing on that number 100 and just focus on the smaller things that you can do every single day that will get you to that overall goal. So for instance, if we're talking about weight loss, cooking meals at home, getting in 10K steps, not drinking soda, drinking your water. I got my water right here, okay? Eating more fruits and vegetables. Hanging out in the produce section of the grocery store, not being up in them aisles. Not going to fast food for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I used to do that. Okay, when you focus on accomplishing the smaller goals, over time, that will get you to that 100-pound weight loss. Maybe you want to be an entrepreneur, okay? Let's use that as an example. Your goal, you want to be a full-time content creator. Okay, great, you can do it. You can do it. But instead of you focusing on, oh, I want to make 6 figures, or I want 100,000 YouTube subscribers. Instead of focusing on that number, focus on the smaller things that you can do that will get you to that number. So for example, being consistent, posting consistent, creating content consistently, Not giving up when you don't get the views that you want. See, when you lock in on the smaller things that will get you to that overall goal, you stop feeling overwhelmed. Okay? And when you stop feeling overwhelmed, you're more likely to stay consistent with stuff. Okay? And by consistently sticking to the things that you said you want to do, you start to build your confidence, because you're proving to yourself, you're stacking proof to yourself that you can stick with something, that you can start something and finish it. This brings out belief in self. Okay? I can't make this up. I cannot make this up. If you tell yourself you're going to do something, baby girl, you just need to go ahead and do it. And for those of y'all who want to say, well, I'm just not motivated to do it. How do I get motivated? Let me be real with you. Let me tell you something. If living a life that you're not 1000% happy with is not motivation enough, then I don't even really know what to tell you. I'm just giving you, I really just do not know what to tell you. If we want to go back to the weight loss example, if you have already been diagnosed with pre-diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, your joints hurt, if those things are not motivation enough to switch something up, I don't know what to tell you. I really don't know what to tell you. Because let me tell you this, motivation is a figment of your imagination. That's number one. Okay, so you want all this motivation, but if I'm being honest with you, it's not motivation that's going to keep you going. Yeah, motivation will get you started for the first 2 minutes, but that's going to quickly fade, and you're not going to feel like doing it. Moving forward, it's all discipline. And let me tell you this. Discipline is developed, okay? It's not really something that you're born with. Discipline is developed. I have never gotten to this level of discipline in my life until now. So the level of discipline I have today is an accumulation of all of the discipline that I've been working towards over the years, okay? And I gathered most of my discipline, most of it, from my weight loss journey. For anyone who has lost weight, whether it's a lot of weight like how I lost, maybe you lost 20 pounds, whatever it is, you already know how much discipline it takes to do that. Discipline is sticking with something even when you don't get the results, okay? So back to the weight loss example, there would be plenty of times where I would get on that scale and I might have only lost 0.2 of a pound, maybe not even a whole pound, especially as I was getting smaller. When I first started, I had all the motivation in the world, because when you're extremely overweight like how I was, any small things that you do, you can lose 10 pounds, right? The minute I stopped drinking soda, I lost 10 pounds. The minute I stopped going out to eat, I lost 5 pounds, right? So you don't have to make too many changes when you first get started to lose weight quickly. But once you drop your first 20, 30, maybe even 40 pounds, it starts to slow down. And the closer you get to your weight loss goal, the longer it takes to drop those last 10 to 20 pounds. And there would be plenty of weeks, especially as I was deep into my weight loss journey, where I'm doing all the things. Nothing's changed. I'm eating right. I'm working out, getting on the scale, and I'm only at 0.2 pounds down, not even a half a pound. I had two choices. I could either keep going and keep sticking it out, or I could just say, F this diet, F this lifestyle, I'm going back to my old ways. But I chose to keep going. You're not always going to get the results that you want in the time frame in which you want them. That's something I need you to fully accept. But just because the results didn't come yet does not mean you're not doing something right. But that's where a lot of y'all get confused. You think that if you're not seeing the results that you want in the time frame in which you feel entitled to them, then it's not working. But that's not true. It is working. But you don't give it enough time to see the fruit of all of the hard work because you give up too quick. You give up. You give up. How many of y'all, and I used to do this too, how many of y'all try to lose weight and in 2 weeks you gave up because you went down 600 pounds in 2 weeks? I'm being facetious, but you get my point. You get my point. Things take time, but you have nothing but time. What else you gonna be doing? If you're not working on your goals and working on becoming a better version of yourself, all you doing is just slacking off and losing brain cells, watching shit that ain't gonna help you with nothing, talking to retarded ass people. So what else you got to do? When people say, oh, it's gonna take too much time, my question is always, what else do you have to do? If you're not working on your content and working on your business, what else do you have to do? Sit around and watch somebody else grow theirs? Oh. If you're not trying to create your own dream life because you don't have time, what else you going to be doing? Sitting and watching TV while someone else creates their dream life. Oh, it's amazing how many people are in the celebrity gossip, worried about Nicki Minaj and Cardi B, this, that, and the third. But listen to this. They got more money than you. Oh, they got more money than you. They're living their dream life. Are you living yours? Oh, okay. But yet you want to be so invested in what they got going on instead of being invested in what you got going on or lack thereof. Make it make sense? Make it make sense. You are going to have to stick to the promises that you make to yourself so you can build that confidence. Because if you don't have any confidence, you're not going to have no goals accomplished. All right, let me stop you right here for a second because this is the moment most people listen, agree, and then go back to living the same life. If you're watching this thinking, yeah, I needed to hear this, I need to change, but you don't have a system to actually become a different woman, then nothing I say today will matter in a week. That's why I built Glow Up Academy. It's not motivation, it's not hype, it's not a cute reset. This is a full identity and lifestyle transformation system. Inside Glow Up Academy, you don't just learn, you change. You become the woman who wakes up with structure, has discipline without burning out, stops starting over and over, builds confidence through action, creates routines she actually keeps, elevates mentally, emotionally, physically, and financially, and finally follows through on the life she keeps talking about. This is about consistency, standards, identity, execution. You get lifetime access to the entire classroom, all vaults, weekly live coaching, and a community of women who are actually doing the work, not just consuming the content. And listen carefully. If you catch me while I'm live, then lifetime access is $249. If you don't, it's $597. Same access, same transformation, just different price for women who show up when it's uncomfortable. This isn't for everyone. It's for the woman who's done surviving, done procrastinating, and done repeating the same thing every single year. The link is down below in my description. So join if you're ready to become her. All right? Confidence, you need that because you can't see what's on the other side of whatever it is you're working towards. You can't see it. You're going off of faith. And let's be real, a lot of people want to claim like they walk by faith, but they really don't. They ain't got no confidence in the world. Talking about something you walk by faith. No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. Stop lying. Take them lies somewhere else. So you're going to have to get some confidence because you can't see what's on the other side. You can't see it. But confidence is going to carry you there because you believe in yourself. Okay? So we're going to start with keeping the promises that we make to ourselves. That is number one. If you tell yourself you're going to do something, you need to do it. And stop talking about something, oh, it's hard. Living the life that you're currently living is hard. So make your pick. The next thing that you need to do, this one's real, y'all. Listen. You're going to have to stop being around people who do not pour into you. You cannot continue to stay in dynamics with people who drain you of your energy, who drain you of your resources, and who drain you of your confidence, if you have some. Some of y'all ain't got none. For those of y'all who have some, if you're around people who are insecure, who have no direction in life, all they're going to do is bring you down. They're going to have you second guessing your own greatness. Listen, not everybody is meant to stay in your life forever. Some people are literally only in your life because you've known them for X amount of years and you feel like you got to be loyal to them. No, absolutely not. You need to be loyal to yourself first. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is when we go back to the original topic of this video, things won't get better until you think better. It's hard to have a clear mind when you're dealing with people who are causing you chaos. How can you level up when you're in environments that keep you leveled down? How can you level up when you're around people who bring anxiety to your nervous system? How can you level up when you're around people who disrespect you? How can you level up when you're around people who keep telling you that you're stupid and you're ugly, you can't do this, and you ain't worth a damn? You can't. You can't. But for some reason, you call them your friends. For some reason, you call him your boyfriend. You can't. You guys, the people that you spend the most time with, believe it or not, they can either make or break your level up. You know, a lot of times, they breaking it. And again, I think I've said this on another video. I don't believe people are doing this consciously. Most people. Okay, of course you're going to always have an outlier, but most people, you guys, I don't think that they're consciously trying to sabotage you, okay? That's just how they see the world. They don't believe in themselves, so therefore, of course, they're going to project that onto you, you know? They don't think highly about themselves, so how can they think highly of you, all right? But again, that's neither here nor there. When you are on a glow up journey, when you're trying to become your best self, you can't be around a whole bunch of negativity. And if you got people in your life who are making you feel anxious or like you ain't shit, if they're nagging you or trying to humble you, whatever you want to call it, you're going to have to get away from them. You don't have a choice. You got to get far, far, far away from them. They are detrimental to your level up. Detrimental. You hear me? You cannot level up and level down spaces. It's not going to work out. You can try all you want. You're going to be trying for the rest of your life because it's not going to work. Sometimes you got to cut people off or distance yourself. Maybe it's like your mama or your daddy or something like that. Okay, well, maybe you just got to distance yourself. Maybe you don't talk to them as much, right? But listen, the things you got going on in your mind will dictate how you show up for yourself. And when you got a whole bunch of negativity, toxicity going on in that pretty little head of yours, baby girl, that's going to hold you back. Things will not get better until you think better. And you cannot think better when you're dealing with a whole bunch of negative ass, pessimistic ass people. That took me a long time to understand. Now I am so protective of my energy. And this has developed over the years. It wasn't always like this. Everything that I'm telling you guys, I had to do, okay? And I wasn't good at it when I first started, okay? I used to tolerate a lot of BS and I used to make excuses for people and I used to do all those things. But that got me nowhere. That got me drained. That got me used. That got me feeling insecure about myself. That got me feeling less than. And I am here to tell you, I did not start really glowing up until I let friendships go. Until I let relationships go. You guys, you are going to have to stop thinking that you can level up and level down spaces. If people are not putting in the work, they're not trying to better themselves, and I'm going to be honest, most people are not. Let's just call a spade a spade. Most people are not waking up every day trying to figure out how they can be great. Most people float around day after day looking for the next dopamine hit. But you're trying to move with intention, right? You're trying to do something with yourself. You're trying to elevate. All right, so you're already doing what most people don't do. So, you're going to have to distance yourself from people, okay? The version of yourself who's reaching her goals, who's confident, who's optimistic, she's not hanging around negative-ass, Nancy-ass females who sit around and want to gossip all day. No, she's not. So if you know that to be true, why are you still hanging out with them? if they're not adding value, and by value, I don't mean a good laugh here and there. Value. How do they make you feel? Do they support your goals or try to talk you out of it? Do they celebrate you or do they act like they don't know you exist? Which one? Which one is it? You're going to have to remove yourself from these toxic ass spaces. Period. And it might not be able to happen overnight. Okay, well, create a plan to remove yourself or to distance yourself. You don't have a choice. Your level up is dependent on it. Okay? The next thing that I did that I suggest you do too. Listen. Listen. We have got to get a handle on our health. Let me talk to you about this. This is coming from a woman who has lost 100 pounds without Ozempics, without gastrics, okay? The old-fashioned way. Eat less, move more, okay? What you put into your body is what you get out. And see, I didn't always believe this, okay? I believe that I could still feel good even though I just went to Chick-fil-A and pigged out and ate 4,000 calories, okay? No. When you start eating better, when you start prioritizing your health, you automatically start to feel better. Why? Because vegetables, fruit, movement, your body needs that, you guys. You need that. You need that. Your body needs that, okay? You cannot keep eating like shit and think that your life is going to elevate, because it's not. Now, I'm not sitting here saying that you can't enjoy yourself here and there, but what I will say is this: you should be consistently eating better. You should be consistently moving your body. And what did we say consistent means on this channel? Consistent means more often than not. So if there's 7 days in a week, you need to be doing that at least 4 out of the 7. I believe a woman who truly, truly, truly loves herself does not eat things that is detrimental to her health. I really believe that. And I didn't always believe that. I did not always believe that. I used to not believe there was correlation between the two. I've lived both worlds. I've lived being obese and I've lived being a healthy weight. I feel way more better about myself today than I did back then. Way more better. Prioritizing eating right, prioritizing exercise, it really forces you to, one, have discipline, and then that discipline is self-love. So discipline is the highest level of self-love. It takes a lot of discipline to not eat like shit, especially when you go down the street and you see McDonald's, Burger King, Chick-fil-A, Sonic, right down my street, all within a walking 5-mile radius of each other. Arby's, am I missing one? Wendy's, they're all walking distance. It takes an extreme amount of discipline to not stop in none of them places. Most people can't do that. Most people cannot do that. If you want to do better, you have to think better. It is difficult to think better when you eat like shit. It is difficult to think better when you don't move your body. Okay? I'm not sitting here saying you have to be a triathlon athlete. But what I am saying is this: you need to be prioritizing your body, your wellness, eating better, staying in a caloric maintenance. Even if you're not trying to lose weight, do you even know how many calories you need to be eating per day so you don't gain weight? Do you even know that number? If the answer is no, then you need to look it up. And you need to be tracking your calories, whether you're trying to lose weight or not. You should know what you're putting into your body. You should want to know that. I'm not saying you got to be on MyFitnessPal 10 times a day, but you do need to know what you're consuming, ladies. Like, come on. Come on. The elevated version of you, is she obese or is she in a healthy weight? Let's just be real. Let's just be real. You know she's a healthy weight. So if you are struggling with weight, then we need to unstruggle. You need to start moving your body. And I don't want to hear that, oh, I don't have time. That's not true. That's not true. People make time for what they want to make time for. Just like people always want to talk about men, and if men wanted to, they would. Okay, well, let's turn that around on you. If you really wanted to live a healthier life, you would. Why does that only apply to dating, but it doesn't apply to what you do in your own personal life with your body? Clock it. I'm telling you, when I started prioritizing eating right, exercising, I felt so much better about myself. So much better. Because it shows you that you know that you will put yourself first. You're worthy of being a priority in your own life. Now, I said we got to fix our health. That's not just physical. We also got to talk about that mental health. Are you seeing a therapist? Are you going to counseling? How often do you go? And I don't want to hear that, I can't afford it. If you can afford to get your nails done, you can afford to go to counseling. Nowadays, especially after COVID, they do counseling on Zoom. I Zoom my counselor now. I don't do in person no more. I mean, I could. She's right down the street, but just Zoom. So I don't want to hear it, y'all. You could be doing your counseling session while you sitting in the car at your child's basketball practice, whatever. Like you can prioritize counseling once a month, twice a month, whatever you can do. But you need to be talking about your traumas and healing them. A lot of you guys, and I used to be guilty of this too, holding on to stuff from years ago, just being bitter and resentful. That gets you nowhere. It messes up your thoughts and how you see yourself. So we got to get that under control. Okay? You need to be prioritizing your health, especially as we get older. Okay? So, and again, these can be small changes over time. So maybe you don't move your body at all. Okay, well, let's commit to 2 times a week getting in some steps if you're a beginner. Okay? And I'm telling you, walking clears your mind. It really does. I didn't always used to believe that, but it really do. It really do. Y'all sleeping on it. I don't know why. Y'all better start walking. It really does clear your mind, y'all. It really does. It's so peaceful. Okay? Hold on. I messed that up. Okay. The next thing. Do you have a schedule? A routine? Ladies, get a routine about yourself, okay? I want you to have a routine. This is how we develop discipline. No more just going with the wind, okay? You need to have a routine, a schedule, something that you do that requires you to plan in advance and then get it done, okay? Because this is how we develop discipline. This is how we build our confidence. When you know how to stick to something, a plan. So, what do I mean by that? You should have a schedule. You should have a routine about yourself. You know from this time to this time you're going to be doing XYZ. You know from 9 to 5 you're going to be at work. You know that from 5 to 6 you're going to be driving home. You know from 6 to 7 you're going to be eating dinner. You know from 7 to 8 you're going to go walk or whatever. But you need to have a routine. On the weekends, it's no more freelancing, okay? We're not just doing what we feel. No. If you're off on the weekends, okay, great. So what are you going to be doing on the weekends that gets you closer to the goals that you have for yourself? I'm dying to know. No more doom scrolling on social media, meaning no more mindlessly scrolling, doing nothing. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Okay? So, I want you to create a schedule for yourself and stick to it. Stick to it. And I'll tell you this. Hold on. For those of you guys who say things like, oh, well, you know, on the weekends, I like to sleep in. The only reason why you feel like you need to sleep in is because you're not getting enough sleep throughout the week. You're not getting enough sleep throughout the week. And it's honestly, most of it is in your control. Instead of having a time to wake up, what if we have a bedtime? What if you lock in and you say, I'm going to get in bed by 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock, whatever it is for you. I'm an early bird. I like to get up early, I like to start my day early, so I go to bed early, okay? But whatever works best for you in your life, that's what you should be doing. That's what you should be doing, okay? But you should set a bedtime. You should just set a bedtime. No more, oh, I'm going to stay up till 2 o'clock in the morning. Like, what? 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 Because it's Friday. No. Get your ass in that bed because you got goals to work on. I'm telling you, when you start prioritizing how you feel, when you start prioritizing your goals, this literally shapes how you think about yourself. What did I tell you guys? Confidence is who you think you are, not what somebody told you. But you're not going to think your shit if you keep abandoning yourself, if you keep putting yourself last. So that's why a lot of people struggle with confidence, because they don't prioritize themselves. Or maybe you did have a plan. Maybe, okay, let me give you an example of what it looks like to not prioritize yourself. Let's say you listened to this video, you took your notes, and you're really about to execute it this weekend. Like, you're like, okay, I'm off on Saturday and Sunday. So Saturday and Sunday, I'm going to have a schedule and I'm going to stick to it. Okay, great. So Friday night, you get in the bed at the time that you set for yourself so you can be awake and alert come Saturday. You get up Saturday, you're ready to start the schedule that you outlined for yourself, and then bestie calls you and is like, hey girl, let's go get brunch. Meanwhile, on your schedule, on your itinerary, you were planning to go to the gym. And then you were planning on coming home, showering, working on your business for 2 hours. And she just wants to throw in brunch out of nowhere because she's bored and she want to hang out with you. Listen. So, in that situation, prioritizing yourself would look like, hey girl, thank you so much for the invitation. However, I'm not going to be able to go to brunch with you today because I already have things scheduled. Let's get brunch on this day at this time. And then once she confirms, now when you create your schedule for that day, you can incorporate brunch because it's in your schedule. And everything else, like going to the gym, working on your goals, you can move those things around. So you can still go to brunch with your friend and still prioritize things that glow up your life. But if you was to just say, okay, girl, yeah. And you look at that schedule and you say, I'll just do that tomorrow. There we go. Not keeping the promises that we made to ourselves. There we go. And then you wonder why you have no confidence because of that. That right there is why you have no confidence. I don't play by my schedule. I'll hang out, all of the things. But best believe, Jasmine's gonna still be in bed by 8 o'clock. I went out to dinner a couple of weeks ago now with a girl that I had met from the gym a while back. And we were texting, whatever, catching up. And she was like, oh, let's go get food. Let's go out to eat or whatever. Tomorrow, as in Saturday. Because we were texting, it was Friday. And so I was like, okay, what time did you have planned? Or what time were you thinking? And then so she was like, oh, we can do like, what'd she say? 7 or 8. No, let me stop. I was just like, can we do, I countered, okay, so you can always counter. I was like, can we do 3 or 4? Because I like to be in bed early. And so she was like, oh yeah, of course. How does 4 sound? I said, 4 is great. So we met at 4. We had a great dinner for 2 hours. And I still got home and got to bed by 8 o'clock sharp. 8 o'clock sharp. Okay? Okay. So you can still hang out with people. You can still enjoy yourself and still keep yourself on a schedule. Like, come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. You are worth more than what you're giving yourself credit for now. Okay? You guys, I really need you, especially because time is moving just so fast in life. But I really need you guys to start prioritizing your goals. You prioritize any and everybody else all the time. But it's like for some odd reason, when it's time to do something for yourself, now it's I'll just start that later. Meanwhile, all you're doing is delaying your glow up. You already know that you're not 1000% happy with your life and the direction it's going in. Meaning, you know damn well there are things that you want to change. You know this. You've already come to this conclusion. I didn't have to tell you this. You already know it. But yet, you still choose to delay your happiness. You still choose to delay the business. You still choose to delay. Some of y'all could have already had the business by now because y'all been wanting a business for 10 plus years. You could have had a multi-million-dollar business by now. But, yeah, I'll just delay because I have all the time in the world and my life is guaranteed. And even though people say tomorrow isn't promised, in my entitled world it is. And I have all the time to waste. Because, yeah, maybe people die every day, but not me. I'm immortal. Clock it. Clock it. Clock it. Clock it. Okay? So, listen, your life is worth working towards. Your dream life is worth working towards, okay? So, if you are struggling with that, guess what? You can fix it. You can fix it. It doesn't have to stay that way. You choose for it to. You choose for it to. And listen, the more you do it, like meaning the more you focus on yourself, you show up for yourself, you give it all you got. The more you do that, you guys, the easier it becomes. That's why I said discipline is developed. So you're not going to be your highest, most disciplined person on day one, right? Of course not. Of course not. But every day that you just keep sticking to the promises that you make to yourself, you get better and better, more disciplined. And then next thing you know, you're way more disciplined than you were on day one. How about 6 months in? Totally different person, totally different mindset. Now you're not looking at things like what you can't do. Now you're going to get to a point where you already know if you just lock in, you can get it done. And you don't need anyone to convince you. So for those of you who are like, well, my friends and family don't support me. If you truly had self-love and self-respect and self-discipline and self-esteem, you wouldn't even need them to support you because you support yourself. And you already know you're going to win with or without their support. Hello. Okay. So I really just need us to lock in. Okay. Stop letting time pass you by. Stop acting like you got all this time in the world knowing damn well you don't. Stop putting everything and everyone before yourself. Things will not get better until you think better. And remember, in order to start thinking better, you got to have confidence in yourself. And confidence is who you think you are. Okay? And I think I'm great. I think I'm special. I'm beautiful. I'm resilient. I'm amazing. I'm a whole vibe. And because it's what I think about myself, I'm able to show up that way every single day. All right? All right, y'all. Make sure y'all join Glow Up Academy. The link is down below in my description. It's time to glow up. It's time to finally become the version of yourself that not only starts something, but finishes. Bye, you guys.
So I just want to take a moment to say how I am grateful that I came across Glow Up Academy. It probably wasn't even a week ago where I heard Jasmine on a live on TikTok, and a lot of the things that she was saying was definitely resonating with me because I'm trying to shift and kind of catapult like out of this place that I'm in life and just change my financial situation, and I'm just needing financial freedom. And a lot of things that she was saying on her live really just sat with me. And, you know, from mindset shifting, you know, basically just getting away from procrastinating and just making sure that I'm setting goals. I've already had my first one-on-one, and Jasmine gave me a whole bunch of ideas. I was not a fan of ChatGPT, okay? I was staying away from it. But there's so many ideas that I have based on the things that I put in. And I am looking forward to seeing how much this is going to help me. So I'm ready to start. I've been just doing a lot of research and listening to the videos on Glow Up Academy, and I appreciate and I love the fact that Jasmine is accessible. Sometimes you see these and people are just, they don't have time. So I think I would love to utilize Jasmine a lot now while I still have her because I know that this is going to grow. So thank you, Jasmine, for taking the time to do what you do every day.